And now, back to PTR Radio.
I'm going to list some of the things that you discussed. Bestiality, abortion, AIDS, Irishmen who drink, nuns, premature ejaculation, breastfeeding, and FOSS.
This is PTR Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Is it Friday yet? 'Cause it has really been a long and arduous day. You know, my day started at 7:30. Getting a call from somebody going, my server shut down. Okay, I'll turn it back on. And then an hour later, server shut down again. Okay, I guess I'll come out and take a look at it because that doesn't seem right. So I'll go out, take a look at it. It's powered on. Everything seems to be fine. There's nothing in the logs whatsoever. So I'm like, well, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Then I get a call at 9:30. Server shut down again. I'm like, son of a... God darn it. It is like on the hour. It's shutting itself down. What the hell is going on? This is not good. But I hadn't figured out it was on the hour, an hour. I thought it was like every 45 minutes. I thought, maybe something's, getting too hot. Thermal shutdown, something like that. Look at all the logs. Look at the BIOS log. Look at everything. Nope. Only thing in it, it says, successfully performed a soft shutdown. I'm like, well, this is stupid. Why is the machine just suddenly turning off? Is somebody sneaking into this room and just hitting the button because they hate me today? What is the deal? Why is this my life today? And, turns out Microsoft put a new thing in one of their latest service packs that if your server isn't licensed, it only runs for an hour and then it shuts itself down.
Oh.
So, which has not happened before. Before, it's just, hey, there's this little thing in the lower right-hand corner that says, this is not activated. And who cares? It's just a thing on the desktop. Who cares? But, it turns out you need a license now. They're really getting, temperamental about that stuff. After about 4 power downs, I figured out what it was. I was ready to call in service. That's how bad it was, where I couldn't figure it out.
Tech support's going to call the tech support police? Oh, my God.
Yes. So, it was, which I'm glad I didn't. Glad I did figure it out. It was a lot easier to fix that way. Of course, now the internet knows that I screwed it up. But anyway, it's fixed now. It's working. Been working all afternoon now that I figured out what was wrong. Yay!
Yeah, I know, for the information of the internet, there's a difference between not having the license entered and not having a license.
Yeah. So,
Pirated does not equal expired. How about that?
Yeah, true. So, and I've gotten, which is bad because this weekend I thought I was on a roll technology-wise. I thought things were going my way. And so to have that happen today, because I got into 3D printing again. So,
oh, Lord.
So I got my sign finally done. I printed 3 articulated hedgehogs because I told my wife I was making them for the children, and she said, well, what about me? And I said, okay, I guess you get one too. So she has one, and then I made I made these adapters that take 2 laptop drives and put them into one that's 3.5. So I made 3 of those. Because, server's out of space again at home. So, gotta fix that. I mean, how will Netflix get its backup server if I don't, keep adding space?
You mean Hallmark?
Hallmark 2, Amazon Prime, Paramount, Pluto, all of them.
Yeah, but Pluto's free.
Yeah, but they don't stay on there forever.
Pluto, I was surprised. I was telling somebody about the IT crowd this week. I was shocked that you either have to subscribe to BritBox.
No.
Let me just stop you right there, because that's not going to happen. If you know me, you know that ain't going to happen in this house. Or you can watch it with commercials on Pluto for free.
Well,
okay. I can.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few people on earth that don't mind commercials. I mean, after a while, you learn to just tune them out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. But I prefer not to,
Well, yeah.
I will say the one thing about streaming commercials is that, at least they're only about 2 minutes in total length. I don't think I've ever had a span of when I'm watching a streaming service that's longer than 2 minutes. My problem with streaming commercials is there's only about 10 of them in total, and they just repeat. Every single interruption for the Great American Baking Show, I always saw the same advertisement for State Farm and for
Good neighbor.
whatever else. If you're going to do advertisements, you got to mix it up a little bit. Otherwise, I am just going to tune it out.
Next question. How many of those 10 are in another language?
I only had a couple, actually.
Okay.
It was pretty good. I only had a couple. So, yeah, it was not too bad. So, but speaking of streaming, so you guys know I heavily involved on Sundays in the church that I go to, right?
Yes.
Yep.
No
You're
more.
practically a deacon. Not anymore.
No more. I said
Heathen.
I said, well, I still go to church. I just do not have I am not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go and spend 6 hours there anymore. I told them, I'm like, I'm tired of things changing all the time. And so, you know what? I'm just going to step away for a while and let you guys do what you guys want to do. And, I'll do the other stuff where it's just me doing things. So from the technical side of things, they can run it. There's
Okay.
a bunch of younger kids in charge of service now, and you know how the young kids are. They have their own idea about things, and so let them try things their way and see how it works. So I just stepped back, and so not this last weekend, but the one before, so nice, so much time on my hands, to the point where Sunday I came home, and I'm like, I don't really know what to do now. So I fired up Dirt 5 and spent like 3 hours going around tracks. It was awesome. And about 2 hours into it, I'm like, I still have more time to do this. I should stream this. But then I couldn't figure out how. I couldn't,
All right,
because I wanted to listen to real music in my headphones, but I knew I couldn't stream that.
So let's talk about Dirt 5 real quick and how it relates to commercials. Because I'm getting tired of the same 7 tracks as the weekly playground.
Okay.
I'm absolutely disgusted by this.
See, I'm in career mode right now, so I'm still working my way through all of those.
I destroyed those already.
Yeah. Well, see, you play it a lot more than I do.
I did.
I
did when I first got it. Yeah.
So that's the benefit of being a dink couple. So
I think couple. I'm not even going to take offense to that.
Well, you know what it is, right?
No.
Dual income, no kids.
We are not a dink couple.
You're not?
No, I would. Well, no. Okay. I guess for all intents and purposes, we are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have enough four-legged animals to, to take the place of several children. Don't get me wrong. But, and while they may be, knocking at your door when you're busy doing something, it's not quite the same.
Us up at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, bastard,
Yeah.
It's time to eat.
Yeah.
So, Shaggy, I'm looking at the title of this stream. The temperature is too damn high. How hot is it in Illinois right now?
Oh, it's... What was it supposed to be, 100 today?
What?
It was ridiculous yesterday, and I was barbecuing, which made it even worse. It's 92 right now. At 6 o'clock in the evening, it is 92 degrees. This afternoon, it was 95. With a feels like of 99 at the moment right now.
All right, so we're at 86 with a feels like of 88. So that's not terrible, but we're going to get your temperature later this week. Like Thursday and Friday is supposed to be like 95.
Yeah, well, Thursday is supposed to be, so tomorrow 92, Wednesday 92, Thursday 94, Friday 95, and then it basically stays right around the low, well, up until the 30th and the 1st, then we go back into 95, but it stays at least a little bit under that, but never below 90, so...
Heat wave.
Ridiculous.
I'm starting to be mad that I've been posting the temperature in my office because I have a feeling that everybody's going to be wanting to sit in my office at
yes.
work.
Yeah, you have been.
Week.
Yeah.
And
I would like to be in your office because I know what's going to happen to my office. The air conditioner is going to break. The air conditioner is going to break. They're going to keep the no shorts policy on, and they're going to think that a couple of box fans takes care of you. In a building where you can't open the windows unless you throw a chair through it.
Right. So speaking of air conditioning, because I actually saw something was talking about that. So there's a story that I read saying that you want to buy a new air conditioner before the end of 2024 because they're switching the coolants, and so all the prices in 2025 are going to be 20% higher. So I was like, oh, that's an interesting story. So I decided to look that up. I looked up, buy before you, and then I found stories going back for years saying, make sure you buy a new air conditioner before the end of whatever year it was, because the prices are going to be going up next year because of something that the government did. And
even when they did change the refrigerant, I don't think that the prices went up that much, and then they came down fairly quickly.
Yeah, so the reason they gave for the prices is because everybody has to be retrained, everybody has to be recertified, and all of their tools have to be replaced. So then I found a myth-busting article on the Rheem website, the maker of air conditioners, and they said you don't have to be recertified because if you're already certified, you're grandfathered in. The tools you have probably are going to work. Basically, everything that all these other articles I read said was going to make everything more expensive. They basically said, nah.
Yeah.
But it is true. The current coolants are being phased out at the end of the year. And after the end of this year, you can only buy new equipment that has the new semi-flammable coolant, whatever.
But there's no rush to replace your current equipment because the parts in the coolant will still be available for some time, which is the other myth that has been out there, right? Like, as soon as your air conditioner breaks, you're going to have to get a new one. which I think was drummed up by the air conditioning service guys. So everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I got to come out and top off now." Your refrigerant. It's going to be I got this can right here. Look at this.
The favorite one is that capacitor is no longer made, so we have to replace the entire air conditioner, which was another YouTube video that said, yeah, apparently somebody now makes a universal air conditioner capacitor, but it has multiple places on top of it to plug things in. You buy it from Amazon for $80, and then you just figure out, you just get the spec for your air conditioner and plug in the correct cables. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah. So for those that want to be nerdish about it, so R410A is being replaced by R454B, also known as Opteon XL41. So if you're curious, you can Google those words and find out.
Yep. No, it is a true statement. They are new air conditioners, and so the price of the air conditioner itself is probably going to be higher just because you're having to buy the actual new stuff, but they're still going to have old stock. So anyway, yeah, so it seems to be this thing, this ongoing thing. Every year, buy a new air conditioner before the end of the year because the price is going to go up next year and there's nothing you can do about it. That's a fun thing ever.
Yeah. But it's just, it's one more thing. One more. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the construction company that I had come out and take tons of measurements to get back with me on the new wing. Every time I talk to them, they're like, yep, we'll get it to you by the end of the week. And then that week goes away. And then the next week comes.
Who are they, the shirks?
And I email them and they're like, yep, next week we just, we got busy. And I'm like, okay, but at least they're still replying to my emails, which is better than most of the construction companies where they just ghost you. So, it's not like they found somebody better. They're just still looking.
They're
do we want to build an entire house, or do we want to do 20 more kitchens?
So,
sitting there doing the shots on Friday afternoon, like, do we want this job? I don't think we want this job.
Well, out of golden shot glasses because they have nothing but jobs piling up.
We had that to have my parents' house. The house actually grew up in. Its kitchen needed a lot of work, and we kept trying to get plumbers to come out and give us a quote to how much it was going to cost. And we had multiple times we'd see the time that the plumber was supposed to arrive, the plumbers would pull up out front, look up and see about how old the house was just by looking at it, and then drive away.
Yeah, it's just...
My favorite around here are the landscapers that look at your house on Google Earth and give you a quote.
Sure.
Had one landscaper that pulled up, looked over the fence, and that was all he did. Had another one that asked us to take pictures of our yard for him.
So you're doing his scoping work. Got it.
I said, you said you were going to come by. You didn't come by. Oh, well, I rang the bell. Nobody answered. Really now? Do you think my dogs did not hear the doorbell?
Yeah, no, they completely. They're all deaf.
My dogs hear my neighbor's doorbell when it goes off, and they go nuts.
Yeah. So it is. I talked about, streaming my gameplay. So it was Father's Day, so we had everybody over. So my daughter, Becca, says she started streaming on...
OnlyFans.
No, not OnlyFans. No.
I'm sorry. I wanted to see Shaggy's reaction. I know she wasn't. I know she isn't. She never will. She's good people.
But she started streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and she was asking me if I had because she's doing game. She's doing like Stardew Valley is what she's playing right now, and But evidently, after her first stream, she had to change the way that she streamed because of because she was doing like most people do, which is where they have like the little camera feed in the lower like right or left corner or whatever while you see the screen. Yeah, she goes, yeah, after a few inappropriate comments, I changed that to be just an avatar picture. So, and I'm like, creeps be on the internet, hun. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, they is.
So,
Crepes be everywhere, dude.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
And no, I'm not speaking from experience. Like, I hear the stories.
Oh, yeah.
Of, like, people at work talking about what their kids are going through and stuff. Man, listen. You want to talk about reasons why not to have kids? Oh.
or reasons not to have the internet. I mean, as much as I like the internet, there are reasons not to have it. In fact, one of the stories that we have for tonight is a remote tribe in the Amazon, not the online shopping center, all right, but like the jungle, all right, was finally
not the people working in the warehouse that handle all that dark stuff.
No,
on Amazon, the stuff that you're not supposed to know Amazon sells.
Yeah,
kind of like how Temu has dark stuff too.
No, this was the Marabou people, which is an isolated indigenous tribe in the Amazon, finally got high-speed internet access via Elon Musk's Starlink service. And okay, I'll give you two options here. I'll give you two options. One, did they thrive because of the educational opportunities that they now had to increase their agricultural knowledge and, medical knowledge so that now they are a much more evolutionary, secure society? Or B, are they now social media addicted porn addicts?
Well, let's go with pros and cons here, okay? Let's talk this out for a second, just for the sake of, we got some time to kill. So isolated indigenous tribes in the Amazon. So we know, our generation knows from getting National Geographic books,
which is the closest thing to Playboy that we could get at school.
You could go to the school library and look up and see the Umfufu tribe of Uganda walking around with giant plates in their lips and boobs down to their hips because they naked.
Yes.
So seeing since they're so desensitized to nakedness, maybe they don't care.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side. That since they're isolated, there's only so many pairs of bazongas to look at.
Of Umfufu bazongas, right? As you put it.
So after a while, as soon as they find one, they're going to find many. So I may have to go with how isolated are they? And this is not meant to sound racist, but they may have seen their first white bazonga.
It could be.
So they may have seen their first hairless hoo-ha.
Could be.
So, I mean, so it could be fascinating research for them. So I'm going to have to go with B.
Yeah. B is the answer, to the point where they now have to unplug the Starlink in order to have tribal meetings of the elders.
Somebody should tell them that they're going to go blind.
I'm just waiting for the first Marabou person to get scammed out of like their life savings of corn because they fell for a Lonely Hearts internet scam.
I or
Or
they're going to be incredibly rich
because
they're
they'll
suddenly
be scamming.
they're going to be the most prosperous tribe in Marabou because there is not an OnlyFans category for isolated indigenous tribes.
You're saying we've created a new search category.
I'm not saying we have. I'm just saying it could happen. The first is usually the one.
If
and
it's
then
like
all the copycats.
Yeah, if it's like anything else, soon then there'll be some lady who lives in downtown Detroit who is pretending to be a Maraboutian tribal woman.
Marge is going to be rolling around in the backyard, and then
Yes, just
suddenly
like
Marge, yeah.
Just like there are 40-year-old women who pretend to be high school students. Yes, exactly. That is how it works.
Can we? Oh wait, no, no. See now have you guys ever gone down this rabbit hole on the internet of makeup transformations?
Oh, I saw one Saturday where it was because of Father's Day. This daughter, her dad let her, because she's a makeup artist, do him in drag, like full face, wig, eyebrows, dress, drag, so that she could put it on her Tic Tac.
Hold on. So we might not be able to play it, the music.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to find you the one.
There's a definitive makeup transformation.
This woman is enough to make it. Will this work? This will work. This is exactly the reason why I am glad I am not single anymore, because quite frankly,
I think I might know. Okay. Yes, I know this woman. I didn't see this one, but I've seen others that are very similar. Oh boy, that is
this might not
scary.
this might not be the best one, actually.
No, that's a bit freaky. Let's see here.
But all right, so it goes by Denture Queen. That's basically, if you Google it, that's what you're going to find.
Yeah.
This is Colin, you're shaking your head. Have you ever seen? Do you
No,
have any idea what I'm talking
if
about?
anybody's watching right now, they're watching people surf the internet looking at stuff.
Okay,
No, so
I'm sorry.
So Colin has not seen these. So here,
Exactly.
all right. So hold on. We're gonna see.
Yeah, just pick any one. Trying to find a good one that's kind of short-ish.
Boy, there a lot of them are really long. Nope, that's 16 minutes too.
Oh, you know what? We got to look at a reel. That's what we got to do.
Oh yeah, Facebook
Not
Reels.
bad. Because the reels are shorter. Obviously, I was looking at posts like,
oh my God, what the hell is this lady?
Do it. Do it.
I don't know that I want to scare everybody. What?
No, do it.
Hell.
Do it. This is a public service. Do it. Our listeners need to know. This is why they keep the lights low in the club, okay? You need to know this.
Okay, but you're not going to like it. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to like it.
I had to see it. Y'all got to see it.
No,
do it.
You're not going to like it. Okay. Just remember, Mike the Ape Man asked for this. So it is his fault. Okay? All right. Just so
I don't know this one.
This
ain't the lady I was looking at.
No. Is she really painting her face with spray paint? This is not cool. that is a lot of product. There is a lot of layers there. A lot of layers.
Yeah, in fact, I think they made a movie about this. It was called Death Becomes Her.
Okay, before, boy, after.
No.
No. That's no good. Don't do that. Don't.
No, that's
not even the one I was looking for.
that's
But no, that's not good. So,
I think I got a good one for you.
okay.
It's just a reel,
All
so
we're doing is going
it'll
through.
be short.
All right.
Well, hold
okay.
on.
Hold on. All I got to
I'm
use
making
the
sure-
link from before.
No. Oh, see, it's supposed to start. It's supposed to be. That was supposed to be a quick one, and it wound up not being quick.
Yeah. Don't
See,
you hate it?
that's
when
the
they're not
problem.
quick? Here,
There's no fast forward in any of these damn things.
I have.
That's the problem.
Here, I have another. Way to do this. So, here, these are.
Here.
What?
Okay,
Okay.
here's this one. She doesn't go through the whole damn process, but
Okay.
close enough. And this is only like 15, 20 seconds.
Okay.
You see that face? You see that face? Right? You see that?
In my nightmares. Yeah.
That's what happens at the club. That is exactly what you would see at the club. And then you wake up next to the other one.
Yeah. Well, see, and I was going to show you this. Okay. So these are
These
film
porn stars.
without makeup, with makeup. So, this is usually, I mean, that one's not, I don't see much of a difference there. I mean, a little bit, but not much. That's a pretty drastic difference.
Not really.
I
The
don't
hair.
know. Yeah. Again, not too bad. Decent amount. Some of these aren't too bad, but some of them are pretty substantial.
So listen, some of these makeup transformations it should be illegal.
It's false advertising. How about that to that? That's kind of drastic. Okay, hold on. This is before. This is after. That is, again, that's pretty drastic.
Now, here is the part that is most disturbing about this. These are adult actresses, aka porn stars. That makeup stays on during the entire film.
Yeah, so it might as well be paint.
Which is a lie.
So,
Was that, wait, hold on. Go back to, her name was Asphyxia.
Evidently.
Her name was Asphyxia.
Yep.
Well, I wonder what section of the porn site she shows up in.
I don't know, but I bet there's a belt included.
And Mama Blair, so Mama Blair brings up a good point. She says it's a new podcast. 3 white guys surf the internet. This is what happens when we get sidetracked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have finished our PSA for the evening.
Yes.
Be well aware. Wait for the lights to come up in the club before you, or in the bar before you go home.
Yeah. Or maybe only come home in the rain.
To absolutely accidentally go oops and like brush up against them and see if your hand comes back a different shade, a whiter shade of pale.
Yeah.
Then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that meme video going around of the guy on the roller coaster?
No.
You'll have to be more specific. There's a lot of videos of people going around.
Well, it's the one where he gets on the roller coaster with a hot girl. They go on the roller coaster, and all the makeup comes off the girl. And at the end of it,
yes.
it's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump to this one because Mama Blair wrote in earlier that on a smaller scale, we're 3 weeks into a smart washer that needs a new control panel, and the excuses of why they haven't fixed it. So that ties into a story that you put on the white sheet here, Shag.
Yeah. We need to be careful about all these smart appliances because, they're tied to something else. It's not smart in and of itself. Usually it's smart in conjunction with the service it's connected to. Well, Oral-B, the people who make toothbrushes, like this one here, which I use to clean off 3D prints. That's why it's down here in my office. I was going to ask
why the hell you have a toothbrush in your office, but okay.
I use it for 3D prints. It works pretty well.
All righty.
Oral-B has been bricking Alexa toothbrushes. Alexa-enabled toothbrushes. Because you need Alexa in your mouth. Oh, damn it. She just picked up too. But this is, she didn't.
I'm just about to you.
And she didn't have an answer for it either. She's like, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking about. So, but this is the problem with the internet connected world is then all it takes is a company to say, we're not going to be internet connected no more.
Well, yeah. So part of there's a couple of different things. And granted, I'm not as technical as you guys are when it comes to stuff like this. I'm like a grammar school and you've graduated high school, but I've seen how if somebody decides they don't want to license their API anymore or give access to APIs, then that completely renders the product useless. Yeah. Think it back to Twitter, how Musk disabled so many APIs. Like I used to be able to get my Twitter feed in TimeHop, which is an app that goes back to everything you posted on that day, and all of a sudden gone.
We used to be able to check it for the show to see if people tweeted in.
Right. So just even down to that. Now this apparently the Lexi in the was like part of the base, I guess. So you were using it like a smart speaker.
Oral-B discontinued the guide about 2 years ago and now only has one mobile app called Oral-B. If a toothbrush brand is going to have any apps at all, one seems like the maximum reasonable number. It's unclear why Lexi capabilities weren't integrated into the still standing Oral-B app. Yeah.
Right. As far as I can tell, reading it, so it's the toothbrush itself still works. They did not prevent the toothbrush from being turned on and brushing your teeth. That's just, it had a speaker built into it that could be used as a standalone speaker.
And
it had nothing to do with the toothbrush part.
I wish I hadn't thrown it away because I just threw it away last week. In this article, they talk about Spotify's car thing that they came out with. And they just recently said this is discontinued as of December. So as of December 2024, they were no longer going to be supporting the Spotify car thing, which people could buy for like $50. And it basically just gave you a dial and a small touchscreen where you could control Spotify, from that rather than if you didn't have Spotify built into your car or anything like that. And Spotify's like, we're just going to stop, 2 years after the product, even though you still spend money on Spotify, we're not going to support it anymore. So everybody who bought that, it's disposable, it's consumable, disposable electronics now. Because it has no function in and of itself. It only works as long as the software supports it to work. So, unless they decide that they want to keep it around, which they can say, we don't want to keep this around anymore because we want you to buy the next new thing.
Well, yeah.
Then that's how it's going to be. And I think we're going to see more of this planned obsolescence through software because they know that software is the moneymaker. But in order to hook you with software, they got to hook you with hardware, and that hardware's got to change. I mean, we talked about it on the last show, how Lexi herself, 14 years old at this point, the the skill sets for her have not changed dramatically over those years. And now they're talking about putting AI capabilities into it, but for an added charge, an added monthly charge. So, you know, I think I still have it somewhere. I think it's in a box somewhere. I still have a Facebook portal, you know, which has been discontinued. Again, another product which they said, you know what, this was a great idea. We're not going to support it anymore. Sorry about your $100 investment, which I mean isn't the price of a car per se, but
Yeah.
you know, with the fact that they're charging you, you know, for rear heated windscreens or rear defrost in Teslas by a subscription model, you can imagine that it could happen. You know?
But at least Spotify gives a refund.
No. They didn't give refunds for car things.
Yeah, they are.
They didn't say anything about it in their email out to customers.
Originally they didn't, but they changed their mind. They're refunding them.
Oh, well, probably not going to help me since I already pitched it. So
you see the receipt.
Oh, okay. Well, I will be looking into getting my money back, but you know, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on there. All right. And then, let's see here. I think that, and I mean, that kind of plays into the last article we had, which was a major news app was found to be generating news with AI.
Yes. This one, this came up at such a great time because all of a sudden everybody in like town groups were quoting this news app.
Bless you.
Thank you. So Newsbreak, which when it says it's the most downloaded U.S. news app, I have to stop for a second because I feel like it's the most intrusive when it comes to advertise. I feel like Newsbreak is always popping up as an advert on my phone. And
yeah, but
I refuse to download it. But
that's all it takes for old people to download it, though. Well,
yes, but at least it's not. What's the one News Nation?
Oh yeah.
The one that all the cable providers were dropping. Newsmax,
yeah. So, and Mike, this one kind of hit close to home, didn't you? Because of an article it created.
What did it create? What?
Last Christmas Eve, Newsbreak, a free app with roots in China, which is the most downloaded news app in the United States, as Mike said, published an alarming piece about a small town shooting. It was headlined, "Christmas Tragedy Strikes Brighton, New Jersey, Amid Rising Gun Violence in Small Towns."
Here's the funny part. I don't know if there's actually... Is there a town?
The problem was...
there is there is a Bridgeton. Okay.
There's no such shooting, though. The town may exist, but there wasn't a shooting in it.
No. That should be clarified, that we should clarify. There are many news organizations that have been using AI to write stories. But those are writing stories on facts that somebody fed into AI to say, here's something happened, to write an article about it.
It's right. Crafting the verbiage of a story a real person put in.
Yes.
It's not, which is in this case, creating a story out of thin air, as if I gave it the prompt, hey, give me an engaging story that will get me a lot of viewers.
This is fiction versus nonfiction.
Yeah. Because how many people are going to look up Brighton, New Jersey shooting? Separate
people
from
that
this
live
news
in Brighton.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're going to be curious as to why the hell they didn't get a phone call. You know,
because it's in a county where they might actually speak like this, like, Paul, did you hear the shooting last night?
And
Believe it or not, there are counties like that in New Jersey.
And Paul will go, "Yeah, your damn neighbor shooting at a squirrel." That's probably it.
They say it happened at the school. We ain't
Skull?
got no damn school.
Skull? You mean
I
you mean skull? Skull? I got that in my back pocket. You want some?
But even for people who don't talk like they're about to have a feud with their neighbors, you know you get this fake article about a shooting and it maybe has like quotes in it from different detectives who were involved in stuff. Then you got the cops, the real cops in the area, going, "Who's that? Did you do a shooting?"
We don't even have a Detective Rodriguez here.
What the hell? I thought Enos was just on that show.
I can imagine you could have a police organization wasting their time for a couple hours trying to track down the shooting that they didn't hear about, and then just,
A bit much.
Just a little. All right, so
so imagine that. Imagine that. You can't believe everything you read on the internet or an app. All right, yeah, it is 7:45. We need to talk about the big movie that we reviewed, which none of us knew existed before we had a chance to dig into it, which was an awesome team up, because going into this movie we thought this is going to be great. We love Jackie Chan movies. We love John Cena, or at least we like him. These two people together, this could be another Rush Hour. It could be good.
This could be lightning in a bottle.
Mm-hmm. We'll find out what people think. So, was I doing the description on this one?
Yes, you were.
Okay. So, the movie is Hidden Strike. It's a 2023 film. You can watch it on Netflix right now. It does star Jackie Chan and John Cena. There's other people involved, but you're not going to know who they are unless you're a fan of Chinese film and theater. Because, honestly, I warned the guys ahead of time, you have to read about half of this movie. All right? So if you do not like subtitles, this is not the movie for you. And honestly, I was looking at this going, okay, Skip Trace was great. All right. I think we all liked Skip Trace, which was Johnny Knoxville and Jackie Chan. All right. That was a good movie. It had a lot of funny times in it. It was, we reviewed that movie. I thought, this is going to be good. I remember.
Keep going. I'll find it.
Yeah. So I thought this could be good. The problem is, this movie it's meandering, yet confusing, all at the same time. I don't get it. Okay, so John Cena's a really great guy who takes care of a village in the middle of a desert, but then his brother is basically a mercenary, and he used to be one too. But he needs money for the village to fix a well that evidently, just like a hand grenade, ends up fixing. So he goes on this job with his brother to abduct people from an oil refinery who's evacuating. And so John Cena ends up, I don't actually know if John Cena is responsible for killing anybody in this movie, but Jackie Chan is the production detail for this movie, but also has a daughter who's in the oil rig or the oil refinery. And there's a USB drive that really isn't that important, obviously, since she just passes it off to her assistant. Because who the hell cares? Who carries this magic key that unlocks the entire oil rig? But John Cena flips sides halfway through, and suddenly Jackie Chan's okay with it now because he's suddenly a good guy and he can speak Chinese somewhat. I don't know, man. This movie confused me, and I had to read too much. I cannot give this anything more than a meh on the scale because it was so disappointing. The cast could do so much better. That's the problem. I don't know if Jackie Chan's just getting old or not, but some of his comedic chops were kind of lost. And I really thought that the foam fight was a little bit too long. I got it. I was done with it, and then they gave me another what felt like hour of it. So, I'm going to give it a solid meh because I don't think there is anything else, and God help us if they make a Hidden Strike 2. All right. Colin, you want to go next?
Sure. So I'll just call this. This is a Chinese movie. It was a movie made for the Chinese market. I'm not sure why any of it was English, but maybe they thought they were going to be able to dual market. I don't know. But everything about this movie is it's 100% Chinese movie. So maybe something about it is lost in translation. Not just in language, but in, So this is something. So this is something China actually is doing. They are going out and creating refineries and infrastructure in places. And if you take that way, they probably built the road because that's what they like to do. They like to go and build roads in other countries and then build stuff up here. But wow, I mean, that is the fanciest refinery system in the world. I mean, if you weren't paying attention or you couldn't, don't understand what's going on, you thought maybe this was like, some kind of launch facility or, they were doing something there that actually meant something. There's places in the end of the movie where they're trying to chase down the bad guys and trying to keep them from getting away. And they blow up the tankers of oil, the semi-trucks full of oil. And you look at that going, why did that matter? You destroyed the oil. So what's the difference between you burning the oil up and destroying it and then getting away with it and selling it to somebody else? There was no actual reason for anybody to put themselves at risk at the end other than John Cena wanting revenge for the death of his brother, right? And he barely even seemed to care about that.
Yep.
What I will say is that I am glad this movie exists because I'm sure that John Cena had a blast being able to spend time with Jackie Chan. I'm sure he learned something from doing stunts with Jackie Chan. And if nothing else came out of this movie, I could say, well, at least John Cena had a good time. There's no reason for anybody to watch this. I leave it at Matt just because, yes, it is Jackie Chan. It's still fun. I actually will disagree with the foam fight thing because I actually liked the central conceit of that, which is, all these movies for years have had wire work of these big fancy fights because they're on wires. I love the idea of giving them really thick elastic bands and saying, well, we're going to do the wire work like we always do, but it's actually part of the story that he's there attached to this thing. It isn't something we're trying to hide.
The editors don't have to edit out the wires.
And we don't have to edit the wires out either. I really kind of like that. I think that was a good, whether it needed the entire movie for that thing to exist. No, but it's a fun thing. I'm glad somebody finally did it.
All right, Mike.
All right. It's a freaking possible, almost cobbler moment. Damn it. So, as the opening credits rolled, I was having second thoughts about granting a waiver to the no captions rule. And I can't explain why I was having those feelings, but I just was. Real life pet peeve of mine. Nothing will set me off on a tangent faster than seeing a Jeep with its doors off and no side mirrors. Listen, salesman, start telling these people if the mirrors are still required if they take the doors off. Okay? Okay. Highway of Death is the most dangerous road in the country. Thank you. That's why they call it the Highway of Death, right?
They don't call it the Highway of Fuzzy Bunnies.
Exactly. Cute and fuzzy bunnies, damn them. Man-made sandstorm. Well, if the conspiracy theorists in this world didn't have enough fuel for their fire already, now they've got explain. No, we're not even going to try and explain the science behind the man-made sandstorm, which essentially was caused by a jet engine on the back of a truck. More on that later, because the sand just kept being right there by the jet engine to work. I mean, no hole, no nothing. The shootout scene with the French brought out the quintessential John Cena that we know and love, which is joking in the midst of a serious situation. Now, I was really hoping when they left the refinery that Cena was going to get into the rocket truck and fire up the jet engine to catch the bad guys as they left. But Jackie's daughter comes in Cena's truck instead. So that I guess that makes more sense for the movie right now. Now, here we go. The bungee-assisted foam fight. Did anyone have that on their bingo card? Anyone? No. Because let me tell you something. That to this movie, that was it in Kung Fu Yoga where Jackie Chan was in the car with a tiger? Was that a different Jackie Chan movie that we watched? And Kung Fu Yoga Kung Fu Yoga might have been the Jackie Chan movie with the Bollywood scene at the end, which gave me reason to live at that point. So
Kung Fu Yoga, you are correct. Yes.
Okay, so it was Kung Fu Yoga where he was in the car with the tiger. So
it probably was.
Jackie Chan has
I
had
don't
a
remember
lot.
that scene.
Yeah. Then they finally did use the jet. I mean, how could you not? You have a truck with a jet engine mounted to it. How could you not use the jet truck? I mean, it had to be done. And as is tradition with Jackie Chan movies, the closing credit bloopers are absolutely amazeballs. Loved it.
Oh, yes.
Now, fun fact about this, Colin. Originally, this movie was supposed to be shot with Jackie Chan and Sylvester Stallone.
Yep, I saw that.
But Stallone had to bail because of conflicts with shooting Creed 2, and John Cena got the role. So we almost didn't have this dream team pairing. I don't know if it would have worked with Stallone.
No.
I really don't.
No.
So I give
how would Stallone pretend to be able to speak Chinese? He can barely speak English.
The only time Stallone has ever been funny is when he was with Kurt Russell. That's the only buddy cop movie where he has ever been funny.
Well, he was funny in what was it? Rhinestone?
Rhinestone Cowboy.
No, not Rhinestone Cowboy. It was just Rhinestone with Dolly Parton, where she has to.
I thought that was Rhinestone Cowboy.
No. Rhinestone Cowboy's a song, but
okay, it is Rhinestone. Yes, you're right.
He was kind of funny in that. He had funny moments in Demolition Man.
Maybe over the top. Okay, so he can be funny.
Not funny. No, yeah. He can be funny in bits and pieces. No. He can't. He couldn't. You couldn't put him in Ricky Stenicki and have him play that role. God, no. That ain't gonna happen, right? He's not that funny. He's got that comedic every once in a while. But anyway,
okay. Here's his comedies. I Expendables franchise. According to Google, these are his comedies.
No.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
One of the worst movies of all time. Yes.
Avenging Angelo. Demolition Man. Oscar. I don't think
Oscar was funny.
Never watched that one.
He was Oscar Provolone.
Oh, okay.
And he was trying to go legit. Marissa Tomei played his daughter.
Huh.
That was kind of funny.
Judge Dredd, they say he's funny in. Don't see how that's possible.
What?
They also have all the Rambos saying that he's funny in it. Where is Rambo a comedy?
Stop.
No. Okay.
Oh, later Rambos can be so over the top for comedic. Definitely not the first one.
Campy is not fun. Is not purposefully funny. All right, go ahead, Mike. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
So anyway, I gave it a smile. Was it unrealistic? Absolutely. Was it fun? Sure, it was fun. And I would like to see more Jackie Chan, John Cena movies.
Please don't make
Chan
me read
is
that.
70 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more movies Jackie Chan has got. And there were some scenes where I questioned if it was actually Jackie Chan doing the stunts. I do have to admit to that.
He says that he does use stunt doubles now because he's
okay. Good.
He is too old to do that. Yes.
Good, because AARP don't cover him no more.
No. Let's see here. He was most recently Splinter in last year's animated hit Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. And he's currently set to reprise his role of Mr. Han in the next Karate Kid movie.
Stop that. I forgot that he's doing that Karate Kid fiasco with
yes.
Ralph Macchio.
Kung Fu is everything. But yes.
What I want to see him reprise his role is Drunken Master.
There's no way he can do.
There's a lot of
Drunken Old Bastard.
I want to see Rush Hour. I want Rush Hour 3.
I thought they did Rush Hour 3.
No, they only did Rush Hour 2. Oh, Rush Hour 2. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Where am I not? Why am I not aware of Rush Hour 3 and 4? Evidently.
Well, 4 I don't know about.
Evidently, there was a Rush. Okay, so Rush Hour 3 was regular. Okay. But evidently there was a Rush Hour 4. Don't ask me why. But evidently there was, and he had a cameo in it.
That was just a cameo.
So. All right. We need to pick our next movie.
Okay, so I can't remember. Did we say we were going to do the movie with the shark under Paris? Or
yes, I think we did. I think if it was going to be out, we were going to try and do it. Which it's a Netflix film. It's like heavily like people are so looking forward to that movie. It's number 3 in the top 10 on Netflix right now. But the problem is it's in French.
Oh, no.
I think it's a French movie. But how could it be number 3 if it's in French?
We talked about this last time. It has an English soundtrack.
Okay.
I'm going to Netflix to look right now.
And
there was an English trailer on YouTube.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as you can watch it in English, I'm cool with it. But, I don't want to watch something I have to read the whole thing again.
Under Paris, let's see. All right,
what's it called? It's just called Under Paris.
I'm just gonna start playing it, and we'll see what happens here. Audio. Yes, there is English audio description. English file. Yeah, there's an English audio. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. We can watch
that
then.
All right, Under Paris.
So, we will watch that.
All right. For some reason, I have I was already highlighted to do the
okay.
To take point on this.
I think you found it. So,
No, I found it, but
okay.
I'm very happy. Well, this sounds like a good one for Mike to do.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And then that puts our next show on the 1st. I think that should be cool. I don't think there's a reason why that wouldn't work.
That works for me.
All right.
Does it work for you, Colin?
I think so.
You're not going to
Probably.
be visiting the new pop culture resort or whatever. Did they open something new?
No.
Okay.
Splash Mountain was retitled with Tiana. That's the newest thing that's happened.
All right. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in to PTR Radio. As much as we could educate you tonight, we have tried to educate you about the dangers of cloud services, artificial intelligence, and we've given you a glimpse into our new streaming, ways. So look for, some of us on maybe, Twitch streaming playing poorly at Dirt 5. And, in the coming weeks, if I can figure it out. So if you like to watch people bounce off of walls and come in no better than 5th place, you could be entertained. So
We got to figure out a way somehow to. I got to give you my username or something. So we can race each other online.
yeah, that'll work. So, and also we've still got we've still got all kinds of other stuff to do. By the way, another thing we may try to do, maybe we'll only do it, a couple times a year or so, is do a PTR trivia night. I now have the capability to host an online trivia game where anybody can come in and play with multiple choice and true-false answers. And everything's scored and automatically, just like bar trivia. So, for the next year, I've got that handy, so we might as well do a trivia night for PTR Radio some night, especially since it'll do the categories and questions for me. So I don't even have to do that.
Well, there you go.
So always nice. Well, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Don't forget, check us back out on the 1st. We will be here ready to listen to you. My name's Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8 Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.